Oh boy. It definitely doesn't look like the Trump supporters are taking it very well. And it's only going to get worse from here. This, as we have some very interesting non-statements from the White House that are actually big statements. Some very sneaky moves being made by the Democrats as now the Clintons could be potentially implicated here, as there's an old video of Jeffrey Epstein's deposition that a lot of people are sharing right now. What's the deeper truth of this? As some larger questions now remain about Elon Musk's prediction here, as Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be having the meeting of her life in just a few hours from now, as of course this Epstein story just keeps getting more and more wild and bizarre, to say the least here. And if you appreciate our ability to, of course, tell you the truth rather than just cope, subscribe, click the notification button. We always appreciate your intellectual fortitude to be able to hear the truth and not be placated with outright bullcrap lies and hot air coming up here. You know what? We don't blow smoke up your you know what. And some of the stuff that we're realizing, like, it's pretty heavy. Ah, man. It's heavy. It's only going to get that much heavier. As the news is wild, and it's only going to get crazier as we have major Republicans blaming the Democrats of being treasonous individuals, and the Democrats blaming Donald Trump of doing horrible things with small children. Now, whether he's guilty or not, I think it's worth to give everyone a trial and their fair day in court here. But so far, a lot of people that previously were saying, hey, nothing to see here, don't worry about it, he's good, and we're saying, hey, the jury's out right now, as of course a House panel just directed the chairman to subpoena Bill and Hillary Clinton on the Jeffrey Epstein probe. Big news, since of course we know the Clintons were very much involved with Epstein, with Maxwell. Bill Clinton ditched the Secret Service to fly on Epstein's plane. He did that a number of times, while, of course, he was known for not being able to keep it in his pants. This, as there's even a letter from Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, and Gerald Lefcourt, stating how Epstein was one of the co-founders of the Clinton Global Initiative, which makes sense since, of course, Jeffrey Epstein was a major money broker, big-time financer of a lot of serious cash here, to the tunes of billions of dollars. And when we look at the Clinton Global Initiative, it was a perfect way to funnel in money in and out of a supposed charity organization. As, of course, we also have to remember, Chelsea Clinton, Bill and Hillary Clinton's daughter, had Ghislaine Maxwell at the prime spot at her wedding. She just conveniently poked her head out, let everyone see what was going on here. As this letter talking about how, Jeffrey Epstein was a co-founder of the Clinton Global Initiative, was tied to, quote, a successful plea deal, which allowed Jeffrey Epstein to have the sweetheart deal of a lifetime. As back then, everyone was like, look at the amazing charity work that the Clintons are doing. It went out of business as soon as Hillary Clinton lost the presidential election in 2016. And a lot of people were seeing it as just a money laundering operation to bring in the money to corrupted government officials in order to be, of course, bought off and to implement government policies that worked on behalf of the people who were given all of their money. This, as it looks like the Dems also pulled up upset in the House Oversight Committee, as of course they just ruled to subpoena all Jeffrey Epstein files. What is going to be coming of this, as the media and the left-wing Democrats, just like we told you, we're going and are having a heyday here, as they're just pointing to Donald Trump and be like, guilty. And Donald Trump has no defense here because Donald Trump's hiding the documents. And we warned Donald Trump in these videos, we warned the audience, listen, if you care about Trump and his legacy, you need him to get rid of those documents as soon as possible. It is like lava. It is like a freaking hot rock. Stop shaming your own supporters. Stop attacking your own supporters. Stop saying you're a weakling. Stop calling them names. Stop telling them that they're stupid for wanting you to keep your campaign promise, and just release the documents. And the longer he doesn't do that, the more we are going to have a lot of attacks against the current president of the United States, whether you find that justified or not here. The Wall Street Journal just released a story talking about how the Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. Now, we know that Epstein and Trump were friends for many years, especially in the 1990s. There's no denying that. But, and there's a lot of MAGA people coming out and saying, look, it doesn't matter. We knew they were friends. This is nothing. This is not nothing bigger. The issue, though, comes as we are now getting multiple reports that we all knew that he was Epstein's friend, but that when he was mentioned and what time he was mentioned in the files, as Pam Bondi came to him and said, hey, you're named in these files. And then we got the spin. Then we got the cover. Then we had the White House and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel telling us we're not releasing the files because we got to take care of the victims. And at the same time, Elon Musk came out and said, you're never seeing the files because Donald Trump is in them. Is there any merit in that? We'll take a look at that as best and as honestly as we can. Before we do that, we wanted to remind you to check out lukeunfiltered.com. 20 cents a day, that's all it costs. Click right here. Click the link down in the description. I'm going to make this quick. We're doing a meetup in Poland in Gdańsk, August 1st. Come out. We're going to have some fun. You need to be a member. Check your spam. 20 cents a day keeps us going. You get a lot of offers of value. We throw the kitchen sink at you as a member to make sure that you are satisfied. I think we have the best members area in the world. And other people don't do jackish. We do a lot of meetups. We do range days. We do nature hikes. This is a way of trying to, of course, build this independent media organization. Vote with your dollar. Other shills are literally interviewing world leaders and being told what to say. And they're promoting gambling and alcohol. We don't do any of that nonsense. We promote personal responsibility, being the best, strongest version of yourself. And if you believe in that mission and you want that mission to grow and you want to see us expand our efforts and you want us to do more amazing work for you, subscribe 20 cents a day right now. And it means the world to us. And I can't thank you enough for doing that. Now, let's get back to all of this, as there's a lot to get into. There's a lot to unravel here, as now we are getting official reports that the White House official at this administration is not denying that Trump and his name appeared in these Epstein files. Now, 3 sources familiar with this matter have corroborated the story that Trump was informed of his mention in the Epstein files by Pam Bondi in May. Now, if you remember in May, that's when the real spin started coming in. Because before that, we were told, hey, they're coming. We got a lot of stuff. We got crazy stuff. We got bombshell stuff. We saw Alina Habba. We saw Pam Bondi. We saw Kash Patel. All of them kind of hint. There's going to be big. We're finally going to get some kind of. It's going to be major. It's going to be huge. And we ended up after that being told, no, we can't. We got to protect the victims. As the victims are like, what's going on now, bro? We were hoping to get justice here, and now you just like strung us up and like threw us away. Many of the victims are pissed here. They're like, what the hell's going on here? And the timing now makes sense because that's when Elon Musk would have known. And that's when Elon Musk made his grand statement. And then he got the hell out of there. As whistleblowers came out and said the DOJ spreadsheet mentioned Donald Trump a bunch of times. Now, is this doctored? Is this faked? Is this weaponized by the Democrats here? Well, that's what Donald Trump said. But he only said that after telling everyone, no files to see here, no extortion, no blackmail, no nothing. Go on your merry way here. And you could see on Trump's face when reporters ask him about the details of Ghislaine Maxwell's secret meeting with the Justice Department, Trump is saying, I don't know what you're talking about. There's other stuff to talk about, like Barack Obama. Yeah, that's literally what he's saying. And again, a lot of the Barack Obama stuff, a lot of people see as just an obfuscation effort. And he was asked, hey, what's your DOJ going to be doing with Ghislaine Maxwell? And this is what he had to say.
Did you urge the Attorney General to see?
I don't know anything about it. They're going to what? Meet her?
Your Deputy Attorney General has reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney asking for a new interview.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I think it's something that sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
Do you have any concern that your Deputy Attorney General is your former attorney? attorney would be conducting the interview, given?
No, I have no concern. He's a very talented person. He's very smart. I didn't know that they were going to do it. I don't really follow that too much. It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country and
again, a deflection. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. You shouldn't be talking about this. You should be talking about Obama. As a lot of people are saying, this Obama thing is a distraction, especially the more we go on, especially the less likely of an arrest actually being made here. That has a lot of people kind of questioning what in the world's going on here. As in just a few hours from now, the Deputy Attorney General of the United States will be meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell, as the Trump Justice Department will be sending this major representative that, of course, will be asking Maxwell what information she has on anyone who has, quote, committed crimes against victims. Now, listen, Maxwell is probably going to say whatever she needs to say in order to try to get out of jail. Now, if I'm her, right, I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to say Trump's totally innocent, and she's probably going to get a pardon. Trump's totally innocent. Trump didn't do anything wrong. You know, maybe if I'm her, right, and I'm trying to be smart here, I'm like, you know, Bill Clinton, they call him Willie for a reason. All right. He loves his cigars and putting them up. You know where? You know what? Maybe I do remember something now. Reid Hoffman, that guy who financed all of the political opponents against Donald Trump and all of his endorsements. Yeah, I think I saw him too. Bill Gates, the major Kamala Harris backer. Yeah. But I bet she's probably not going to even do that. She's probably going to play it safe. There's no wrongdoing here. Everyone's innocent. There was no cover-up. There was no trafficking. There's nothing going on here. And again, some people are arguing the whole trafficking thing gets misused a lot of the times. Now, whatever you might believe here, her attorney is saying that she's going to be ready to testify truthfully, but honestly, she's going to be testifying in order to save her buttocks. As Alan Dershowitz calls her the, quote, Rosetta Stone, and says she'll talk if granted immunity. I hope so. First, let's give her immunity. Listen, if you implicate yourself even more, like you're already in jail. You're in jail for so long, right? And I would kind of agree with this. Being like, look, you're in jail, right? Give us the dirt. Tell us, even if you literally stole the child and you threw them at one of the bills, right? Even if you did that, just tell us so we could get those. We could get those clients. Can you do that? And if there are some legitimate consequences, and if she's a snitch to this new administration that wants to set the record straight, that wants to hold the people accountable, which they don't look like they do. But listen, this is what it's going to take here. This is the important aspect here that I think Trump and his administration need to understand here. If there's some actual legitimate arrest and consequences for a lot of the predators and what a lot of the monsters here, then the base would be okay. Like, wow, okay, we got Bill Clinton, we got Reid Hoffman, we got Bill Gates, we got Woody Allen. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. Okay. We got some of these very kind of serious alleged predators off the streets. Call it a day. I'm satisfied. And people are like, just release the files, arrest some big players, and that's it. But that's not going to happen here. And that's a pipe dream. And it's a cope to say it is going to happen here. And I'm not here to cope, and I'm not here to lie to you. We'll see. We'll see what she says. We'll see if the DOJ even releases the information here. But it's pretty clear here. She has some ties with Donald Trump here. They've hung out. And it's going to be interesting to see what is being said here, as, of course, Congress is trying to get her to testify as well. As now, this footage is circulating the interwebs here, as I think there's a caveat to mention here when it comes to this particular clip here. But a lot of people are talking about, hey, look at Jeffrey Epstein here when he pled the fifth when asked if Donald Trump socialized with underage girls.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Have you ever had a person?
Yeah, as a lot of people are saying, well, he answered that one. But when you look at the entire transcript, when you look at the entire video, he pled the 5th virtually all the time during his deposition. So during his deposition meetings, he was asked a number of times, and he pled the 5th vast majority of the times here, and it wasn't just for that one. Now, some people are saying, doesn't matter, he still didn't say it. Well, yeah, he didn't implicate one of his, powerful friends. He didn't implicate anyone else, to be quite honest with you. And especially the search warrant, and especially the way that the prosecutor handled this case here, as well as the judge. The judge that, by the way, just said, no, we're not going to release any of the files. We're not going to release any of the secret grand jury testimony. No, we're not going to release anything. Go home. Shoo. That was the same judge that covered everything up and gave him the sweetheart deal of a lifetime that many judges call absolutely just insane and crazy. It's insane and crazy that he's able to get away with this. But again, what do you make of this? Because other people are saying he's automatically guilty. Trump and him partied with. No, that doesn't mean it's true. Now, again, Trump's behavior isn't helping this, right? But at this particular point, at this particular juncture, we just do not know what's going on here. And it looks like a lot of people like Dan Bongino are pissed behind the scenes, as we are getting new reporting talking about how Dan Bongino reportedly told his colleagues the Trump administration's decision to keep the Epstein files private have, quote, eroded his credibility amongst the base and as a podcaster and media personality. As Wall Street Journal reports, Bongino has told colleagues that his association with this administration decision to keep the files private has eroded his credibility and fueled a rise and destroyed his credibility amongst the base of support that fueled his rise as a successful podcaster and media personality on the right. According to a senior administration official, Bongino didn't respond to a request for comment. So it does look, because we were telling you a couple weeks ago, there's a big rift between Bongino and Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi was leaking to the press. Bongino was leaking to the press. They were leaking against each other. And allegedly, we had Bondi briefing the President of the United States. And during that briefing, Bondi and Bongino clashed in the meeting, which Bondi has alleged that Bongino was secretly providing information to the media to damage her reputation. People, quote, familiar with the meeting said. Bongino, in turn, exploded about Bondi, his face red, and called her a liar, a senior administration official said. I could see that, as now we're getting reports of Bongino being kind of ostracized and being kind of pushed away from the White House and the White House inner circle. Makes sense, looking at this here, as Pam Bondi and Susie Willis, that also have a consulting firm and also have major clients like Pfizer, are some of the people that individuals are looking at directly. Susie Willis, his chief of staff, also campaign chief of staff, and also biggest person she worked with before in that type of role and position, Bibi Netanyahu. Nothing to see here. As of course, as soon as Bibi came into the White House, a lot of things started changing. No, whatever. Just a coincidence. As right now, a lot of people are bringing up Elon Musk's old tweet. Now, this was a tweet many months ago where Elon says, time to drop the real big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Elon Musk also said, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out, as a lot of people are sharing it right now. As there's a lot of different there's a lot of different people saying a lot of different stuff, but I, again, have to reiterate, and again, we have to be centered without, because again, there's a lot of people who hate Trump and just want the worst for Trump and will not talk about this honestly in order just to crap on Trump. There's other people in the other direction that just love Trump and they're obsessive about Trump and he can't do no wrong, always innocent. They praise the ground he walks on and they hold him above themselves. Those people as well don't want to believe any of this, and they will believe any type of information. I'm not either of these two people. I'm in the middle. You know where I'm in the middle? You know what the middle is? Show us proof and evidence. We want proof and evidence. Otherwise, I don't know what else to tell you. Proof, evidence, documentation. Give us what you got. Speak out. Tell us what you know. Bring out Acosta. Bring out Ghislaine. Bring out the Clintons. Bring everyone out. What did you know? How many children were involved here? And again, Charlie Kirk here. President Trump's DOJ moved to release valuable Epstein information. No, they just asked the liberal judge that covered it up if they could release some of the information. And the judge didn't do it. No surprise there. No shock there. And then Charlie Kirk. And a federal judge is blocking the pursuit of transparency. No, that's not a fair notion to make here. And I like Charlie, and I think he does great work. But I think he's wrong here, okay? There's a lot of documents. There's a lot of financial records that Trump could release at any moment, any time. They said that the files are on our desk until, of course, it came out that the files mentioned Trump. Now, if there has been finagling, manipulation of those documents, full-on investigation right now, find those people, incriminate, arrest those people immediately. But as we have people telling us, like Congressman Thomas Massey, this story's not going away, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Over the August recess.
Well, I don't think this issue is going to go away. I think it's going to fester over the August recess. I also think it's sort of symbolic of why the American people gave Trump the White House and gave us majorities in the House and the Senate. Is because they believed for so many years their votes didn't matter, that there was a group of people that were untouchable because of their power or influence or money, and that the DOJ couldn't get to them, that no matter who they elected, nothing ever changed, and that Trump would come up here and disrupt that. So the Epstein thing is symbolic, and it encapsulates why people were so excited to vote for Trump. And it's so it's not going to go away over August. I think it'll get stronger, and we needed 7 legislative days for my bill to ripen. We only got 6.
This, as let's be honest with ourselves, the media that lies about Trump, makes up rumors about Trump, will be taking pot shots. And Donald Trump is making himself vulnerable the more he doesn't actually get some real kind of transparency here. That's the truth. That's the real take here of this entire situation, a situation that sadly is devolving. And again, I think we need to send out more messages of like, listen, whether you love or hate him, doesn't matter. Let's just get whatever we can. Let's just get the information out there, and then let's wherever the chips may fall afterwards. Listen, let them fall. But first of all, let's get accountability. Let's see the data. Let's not jump to conclusion. All we know right now is that we're not getting anything. Come for the meetup in Poland. Gdańsk is extremely beautiful during the summer. Come meet up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.